Tomorrow, watch ABC's World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
Next, Hurricane Gloria. She's barreling up the East Coast and headed our way. We'll have the latest computer projections on the storm, and we'll see how people are getting ready for the worst.
And we'll have the complete rundown on evacuations, school closings, how to protect yourself, and where to find shelter. All you need to know about Gloria. Coming up next.
Every morning, Adrian Gonzalez walks through the oldest executive mansion in the Western Hemisphere, past cannons that kept Puerto Rico a Spanish jewel for centuries, over marble from Queen Isabel, past the room where President Kennedy once slept. Today, this mansion stands as a symbol of peace and progress. And today, Adrian Gonzalez takes pride in raising the flag of Puerto Rico, the shining star of the Caribbean.
It's amazing what a big, strong company Metropolitan Life is. MetLife and its affiliates manage assets of over $85 billion.
How much is $85 billion? That's how many people wish they had naturally curly hair.
That's how many games our ball team lost.
85 billion is how many grains of dust there are on Pigpen.
Wow, I didn't realize MetLife was that big and strong.
Get Met! It pays!
The people of New Jersey have been waiting for a nationally recognized bank of their own. First Fidelity Bank's assets of over $10 billion make it the largest in New Jersey. As a leading New Jersey municipal bond underwriter, First Fidelity is providing the resources to help preserve our lakes, streams, rivers, and 127 miles of shoreline. We're concerned with everything that's important to the people of New Jersey, because at First Fidelity Bank, our first concern is you.
Eastern's theory of flight and its effect on performance.
How do you make an airline fly better? You bring your employees on board. That gave us a real lift. You reduce drag. Everybody knows it's a drag to change planes in Chicago, so we fly through Kansas City. And no one likes paying high prices, so we engineered the Moonlight Special. Fare so low you can fly coast to coast for the weekend. Is our theory working? We're flying right off the charts. And when people ask, hey, Frank, how's the airline doing? I say in a word, zoom.
Fifth Avenue Miles, Saturday at 12:30. This is Eyewitness News with Ernie Anastos, Kaity Tong, Corey MacPherrin, Dr. Bill Gutsch, and the Eyewitness News team.
Good evening. Here's what's happening. The word in our area tonight is get ready for Gloria. Hurricane Gloria has begun pounding the North Carolina coast with 130-mile-per-hour winds, record high tides, and torrential rains. A hurricane warning is in effect tonight from North Carolina rather, to Massachusetts, including our area. The sight of boarded-up houses is a familiar one all up and down the East Coast tonight as people get ready for the very worst. There have been evacuations of low-lying areas in the hurricane's path. All New York City public schools and Catholic schools in Brooklyn and Queens will be closed tomorrow. Now, Eyewitness News reporters and crews are standing by with live reports throughout our area. But first, Dr. Bill Gutsch joins us with the very latest on the position of Hurricane Gloria. Where is she right now, Bill?
Okay, thank you, Kaity. And here's the latest satellite image showing the center now about 90 miles due south of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. Current motion almost due north at about 25 miles an hour. If it keeps at this course and at this rate, it'll impact the North Carolina coast probably between about 2 and 3 a.m. Beyond that, the course is critical and will determine what our weather will be like tomorrow. Lots of heavy rain, and we're going to have to watch relative to the winds. I'll be back with a complete update and the forecast a little later. Ernie?
Okay, thank you, Bill. And Will Spens has spent most of the day on the North Carolina shore. The hurricane is supposed to hit there first, and tonight Will gives us a late update on conditions along the North Carolina seashore.
This is the scene at Wrightsville Beach near Wilmington, North Carolina. We are 2 hours short of the time that Gloria is supposed to come ashore. Latest reports indicate she will come ashore 90 miles north of this point. What you see behind me, these 15 to 20-foot waves, are only the periphery of Hurricane Gloria. Officials at this point saying that everyone along Wrightsville Beach, and this is an area built up with condominiums and some 3 to 4 story high-rise buildings. The whole area has been evacuated. And now, as all of Wilmington stands by for the fury of Gloria, it now appears that she will come ashore north of this point. The question after that, will she go to New York? Standing on Wrightsville Beach in Wilmington, North Carolina, Will Spens, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Okay, and once it leaves the Carolinas, the fear is that Gloria will head straight for the New York area. And because of that, it is certainly risky to be along the Atlantic shore right now. Lewis Young is standing by in Atlantic Beach on Long Island's South Shore, where people are bracing for an assault. Let's go right now to Lewis.
Indeed, Ernie. How would you like to own this boat here, knowing that Hurricane Gloria is bearing down? We are in Reynolds Channel between Atlantic Beach and Seagirt. Along the barrier islands here, there is a sense of expectation. Residents are unsure whether they should laugh or cry, so instead they wait. The windows along the main drag in Long Beach are taped up. Some are boarded. If you haven't bought extra batteries yet, you're probably out of luck. Gloria is coming and people are getting ready. The first evacuees stepped off the Fire Island ferries tonight, headed inland away from the coming storm. More than 2,000 people heeded the warning of Suffolk County officials. 70 to 100 remain behind. Additional evacuations were ordered tonight for Cedar, Oak, and Gilgo beaches on Jones Island to the west. Residents allowed to go in quickly, gather valuables, make storm preparations, and get out.
Just going out for an hour or two and get everything secure, and we'll be off the beach.
I think we're very fortunate to live in an age where we're given warning for this so that it stops the risk, and hopefully people will be able to be safe.
On Reynolds Channel off Atlantic Beach in Nassau County, we saw a man securing his sailboat. The possibility of 15 to 20-foot tides has him and other boaters nervous.
I am very glad for insurance here.
The nearby Coast Guard station has boarded up as well, ready for the storm. The building might withstand the hurricane, but you wouldn't want to wait inside during the storm. So if the wind doesn't get you, the water will. This could very well be flooded if Hurricane Gloria hits. Anything you don't want underwater, you get it off the ground. So people should not assume they can ride this out here.
I would say definitely not. Listen to your state and local officials, and when they tell you to evacuate, get out.
When the time comes, let me tell you, we will be gone. In Long Beach, sirens will sound when it's evacuation time. In other places, sound trucks will patrol the streets. For the moment, then we wait for word of evacuations here. The latest, you should wait as well and act accordingly, please. Do not take this lightly. Hurricane Gloria is on the way. In Atlantic Beach, Lewis Young, Channel 7 Eyewitness News, reporting live. Back to you, Kaity.
All right, thank you very much, Lewis. In New Jersey, Governor Kaine has declared an emergency to deal with the approaching storm. People in Dover Township and Ocean County have been ordered to evacuate, and many people in other shore towns are packing up on their own. Gloria Rojas is in Seabright, New Jersey right now, where people are doing everything they can to protect themselves.
Kaity, this coastal town of Seabright has 1,800 people, and tonight you'd hardly believe it, it's rapidly becoming a ghost town except for the kids who have come to watch the storm. Most people have voluntarily evacuated, going inland, knowing that they'll be safer there, even if they can't escape the storm entirely. In a shore town like this, it's the most vulnerable place to be.
We're evacuating.
What are your reasons for leaving when it's really not storming yet?
Well, I just don't want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and be evacuated and not be able to drive out.
I just came up from Bayonne to take my grandmother home. So she's getting ready now, so we took a ride up to see if the water was coming over the wall. I'll go get her in 15 minutes.
And we got to go down and haul my boat out. I got a boat up in Jersey City in the water, and I got to get down there before this really picks up.
Nice of you to make Grandma the first priority.
Oh, Grandma is always first priority.
The thrill and excitement of this storm may be some people's cup of tea, but then there are other people who are afraid when they come back, they won't even have a house to look at. This family headed for safer ground, picking up the babies, all of them, and packing up the car. Their condo backs up on the Seabright seawall, and they leave with a feeling of dread.
I fully expect my building here to be flattened when I come back.
Are you serious?
From all reports, it doesn't seem too unlikely.
People who stay may need rescue later on. Volunteer firemen have sent their families inland, but their commitment means they stay, just as they did in the last storm in '84.
You know, it's just one of those things, you know, you just go out, do your job, and hope everything turns out all right.
I've lived here all my life, right? I've been through a couple of hurricanes, and it's pretty bad.
You can judge there's a hurricane coming because of the wind and the rain, but also because of the tension and expectation. And that's going to keep a lot of those firemen awake all night long, waiting for the fury of the storm in the morning, hoping that the storm veers at the last moment. I'm Gloria Rojas, live here at Seabright. Back to you, Kaity.
All right, thank you very much, Gloria. This hurricane has caused an extraordinary thing to happen in Atlantic City. For the very first time in their history, all the casinos will voluntarily close at midnight. Josh Howell is in Atlantic City tonight. He tells us the resort is taking no chances when it comes to Gloria.
The boardwalk was almost empty tonight. Nearby at the Atlantic City Medical Center, an evacuation was underway. Tiny, premature babies and other vulnerable patients were being moved inland. Some hotels and casinos were being evacuated too. All of the guests here at Trump Casino Hotel were asked to leave.
I didn't think it was this bad. Evidently it is.
Some of the people had flown here for vacation and had just checked into the hotel this afternoon.
We're missing a good time.
What are you going to do now?
Go up to middle of New Jersey someplace.
Just try to find someplace else to stay?
Yeah.
You don't know where yet?
Not for sure.
It's scary.
Many of the people who are still here in Atlantic City tonight are watching the ocean. The ocean almost reached the boardwalk at high tide tonight, and the people are wondering now what the waves will do tomorrow. Josh Howell, Channel 7 Eyewitness News, Atlantic City.
Preparations for Hurricane Gloria are also underway right here in New York City. We'll have that story, and we'll also be talking live with Mayor Gutsch when we come back.
Oh, there you are, Sonny. These frozen turkeys have more oil than JR. Got any fresh Shady Brook Farms?
Look, lady, you want fresh turkey, you look in the fresh meat case.
Oh, thank you, Sonny.
Unlike some turkey, every cut of Shady Brook Farms comes fresh, without oils or additives.
Watch your step, Sonny. Goodbye.
Good.
Bye.
Look for Shady Brook Farms turkey in the fresh meat case at these stores.
You're not just another face along the way to another place.
Got my case, got my wallet, got my ticket.
Nice day for a raincoat.
It sure is. Oh, my gosh. Taxi! My raincoat! Thanks.
Mr. Kushner, your ticket?
Oh, thanks.
Oh, sir, your briefcase?
You're the pride of United's friendly skies.
How about a loaner?
We look after the little details so you can keep your mind on the big picture.
Finish your dinner?
Gosh.
At least I don't warm up your coffee.
Thanks. My coat, got my glove. Oops. But you thought I forgot this. Got everything? Yep.
You're not just flying, you're flying the friendly skies.
Coat, wallet, luggage. My gosh.
Mr. Kushner? Mr. Kushner, message from United Airlines. They've got your suitcase.
Of course they do.
You're flying the friendly skies.
The BMW 735i is one of those rare luxury sedans engineered by driving enthusiasts. While other luxury sedans announce to the world you've arrived, the new BMW 735i offers you the considerable advantage of arriving a bit sooner. For a test drive, contact your New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut BMW dealers.
When you want to get away from rock music, when you want to get away from elevator music, come to Light Music at 106.7 WLTW Light FM.
With millions of people and billions of dollars in property at stake, New York City officials are taking no chances with Hurricane Gloria. And from police headquarters in Manhattan now, Carol Iovanna brings us up to date on the city's preparations for the storm. Carol?
Yes, Ernie. Here at One Police Plaza, the Office of Emergency Management is now in Phase 1, which means that it is being manned 24 hours a day. And at midnight, it will go to Phase 2, which means that representatives of all the major city agencies will be manning it as well around the clock to deal with this emergency. Now, tonight, the city has also announced that it is opening 15 shelters around the city. And for more information on that and the locations of those shelters, you're to call this number, area code 212-267-9800. That's 267-9800, the number you see there. Also, the city is taking other steps to deal with Hurricane Gloria. Tonight, New York City is preparing for the worst, Hurricane Gloria hitting us with full force. Trash cans are being taken off the streets so they won't become dangerous flying objects. Residents are being asked to take furniture off their terraces and patios for the same reason. Alternate side of the street parking will be suspended tomorrow, and many city agencies are on the alert. At midnight tonight, car service will be suspended on the Staten Island Ferry. Boat owners at the 79th Street Boat Basin were busy tonight securing their crafts. And the World Trade Center will be closed all day tomorrow because officials say vibration in the wind tunnels of the elevators will make them unsafe. Even the subways are affected. To avoid flooding on train cars, cars that are normally stored are being added to trains. So extra long trains will be running tomorrow. Hospitals are also preparing for any medical emergencies. Here at Beekman Downtown Hospital, they're already securing the building itself and beefing up their emergency room.
We're preparing the emergency room to handle a lot of the minor injuries from flying debris that come cut scrapes, broken bones, bruises, things like that. So we're geared up, staffing. We have the supplies. We'll have the staff on hand in the event of emergency. They will be here.
Okay, also you should know that the Department of Transportation is out looking at routes, evacuation routes around the city. Trash cans, as we mentioned before, were taken off. And also, there is a sense here at One Police Plaza that we want people to remain, they want people to remain calm. The mayor said a short time ago that there isn't any emergency that New Yorkers can't get through. We're just waiting momentarily for the mayor to step down here and talk to us and let you know from him directly that he is very secure in the fact that the city is going to get through this emergency. And I understand Mayor Gutsch is right here. The mayor is about ready to join me. So, Your Honor, first of all, just one quick question. How confident are you that we are ready for this hurricane emergency, and what advice do you have to give to people?
We can come through hell, so we're certainly going to come through a hurricane. People should take normal precautions. The schools are closed, so keep the kids inside. We have opened up 15 shelters in the event we were to need them. If you need hurricane information, you dial 212-267-9800. The best thing to have available in your house is a battery radio so that if the electricity goes off for any period of time, you'll be in contact with the mayor.
Well, we're ready, right, Your Honor?
We are ready.
Okay, you heard it. I'm Carol Iovanna reporting live, and now back to the studio.
All right, thank you, Mayor Gutsch, and thank you, Carol. Aero travel will, of course, be very much affected if those high winds of Hurricane Gloria come. At Kennedy Airport, TRACY EGAN has been talking to officials there, making plans to avert any disasters. TRACY?
Well, Gloria may be hundreds of miles away from here, but the weather she's kicking up in front of her has already caused 30 to 45-minute departure delays here at Kennedy Airport and at Newark tonight. The airport wants to stay open, so it's calling in extra personnel starting at 5 a.m. because they expect the strongest winds and heaviest rains to hit here between 7 and 4 tomorrow. Now, Kennedy Airport can stay open even if some of the roadways on the airport grounds are flooded, but the airport will close if the surrounding roads become hazardous.
See, our police lieutenants are being in touch with the local precincts throughout the area surrounding Kennedy Airport. And if they close down, or if they have problems on the roadways, then we can't get the passengers into the airport, then we will close down. Naturally, it depends upon each individual airline as to whether or not they will be flying into Kennedy Airport. Some airlines have expressed a desire that they will not operate tomorrow until late afternoon, after the hurricane hits Kennedy.
So our best advice to you if you're planning on traveling tomorrow to no matter what airport is call your carrier at least 2 hours before you plan on leaving home. They will tell you whether you're going to be able to fly or not. Live at Kennedy Airport, TRACY EGAN, Channel 7 Eyewitness News. Back to you, Kaity.
Thank you, TRACY. Well, there is a silver lining behind the storm clouds. If Hurricane Gloria hits us head-on, we could get as much as 10 inches of rain. That would just about end our drought if the rain falls on the reservoirs. There are still a lot of ifs there. We'll have more on the hurricane coming up later. Coming up next on Eyewitness News, Corey MacPherrin will bring us up to date on the pennant races.
There's never been a comedy quite like After Hours, raves People magazine. A racy, raucous ride through the night, bound to leave audiences reeling with laughter. Newsweek says, what a pleasure it is to watch Scorsese cook. He's masterful, his images sparkle, and the Village Voice calls it funny, original, and audacious. After Hours.
I'm glad you came.
Rated R.
Now playing in Manhattan.
Coffee should please all the senses. To the eye, it should appear rich, not thin. The aroma should capture the taste, intense, as in this dark roasted Nescafe Brava, smooth, subtle, as in this Nescafe Silka. And the taste, that's why only Nescafe custom blends 4 distinctive coffees.
Ultimately, taste is in the eye, nose, and palate of the beholder.
Nescafe, taste your way.
Judith, could you send $350 to Santa Fe? Right away.
Could you possibly send me $709 at Murray? Hurry.
Dad, is there any way you could send the money today?
To send someone money fast, come to Western Union. We'll make sure it gets to any of our 9,000 locations, usually in 15 minutes or less. Keep in touch. Western Union, the fastest way to send money.
Lead me away. Show me your smile. Light up my face.
This fall, let TWA bring you closer to the face of Europe with exceptional fares, hotels for as little as $15 a night, and a car for a week free. Who could resist?
Leading the way, TWA.
I have tasted the future. It's around $1.69.
New budget gourmet, tender sirloin tips, delicate bay shrimp, and more. The taste of things to come.
Right to Corey now and all the sports.
Hey.
Yeah.
Bad news. Bad news.
Oh.
Start with the Mets tonight. They're going to need a minor miracle to get back in this pennant race. 9 games to go. The Mets remain 4 games behind the Cardinals. Dwight Gooden comes through today. As expected in Chicago, Mets shut out the Cubs 3-0. But tonight, St. Louis does it again. Beat the Phillies for their 7th straight win. We start at Wrigley Field this afternoon. First inning, Keith Hernandez at bat. Slaps one to right field. The base hit. Drives in Mookie Wilson. Proves to be all the Doc would need. Dwight not exactly overpowering today. Escapes trouble in each of the first 3 innings. Here, gonna punch out Jody Davis with runners aboard in the 3rd inning. Then you got the Doc with the club in his hands. This guy loves to hit, and he can do it. Watch it now. A little base knock center field here. Howard Johnson scores. The Mets up 3-0. That's the final. Gooden now at 23-4.
I thought I had pretty good stuff. You know, fastball had good movement, and I thought I had a good curveball also. Each game now is a big game, you know, trying to catch the Cardinals, who was, you know, play outstanding ball, and just got to go hard-nosed the rest of the year.
Of course, the Cardinals got the same thing in mind, and these guys are in overdrive right now. Tonight, John Tudor wins his 20th, St. Louis 5, Philadelphia nothing. Pick it up, 4th inning. Terry Pendleton crushes one. Left center field. Gary Maddox coming over. Can't quite make the play. Darrell Porter comes in to score. Andy Van Slyke scores as well. Pendleton a triple. St. Louis leads 3-0. The final 5-zip for Tudor. His 10th shutout of the year. As you'd expect, the Yankees and Tigers washed out tonight. The Jays and Red Sox after a long day. In the 2nd inning right now, there is no score. Toronto goes in tonight 6 games in front of the Yankees. That is a very quick look at sports. Okay.
All right, thank you very much, Corey. Coming up next, Dr. Bill Gutsch with the latest computer analysis of Hurricane Gloria. Coming up.
I'm Alcott.
I'm Andrews.
The woman who runs both her home and career just doesn't have time to run around shopping.
She needs one store that offers an abundance of elegant, versatile, beautifully made classic clothing in depth she won't find anywhere else.
At prices that don't insult her intelligence.
And where she's afforded the quality of service that's always been available to men.
Alcott and Andrews, Madison Avenue at 44th Street and the mall at Short Hills.
Bags, sir? No, I paid a low fare. I'll carry my own bags. You're flying United. Doesn't matter what you paid. I didn't expect that.
Go right on board.
This is too easy. Probably doesn't know what I paid.
Sir?
I know. I didn't pay for all this.
Enjoy your dinner.
United flies more passengers at low fares than any other airline.
More coffee? Easy. Just ask.
You're not just flying, you're flying the friendly skies.
I have an idea. Just a thought. But if I keep working on it and share it with other people, it could become a brilliant idea. And from that brilliant idea could come a whole new way to solve complicated business problems or advanced communications problems. That's how all of us at Bell Atlantic like to think. We're a family of companies, reaching beyond the obvious to bring you wonderful new ways to communicate. But it takes more than technology to bring brilliant ideas to life. It takes people, talent, and know-how to meet your most demanding needs. At Bell Atlantic, we believe that the genius of the future lies not in technology alone, but in the ability to manage it. The companies of Bell Atlantic.
perfezione. Parmigiano è delicato, romano è robusto, e Forsi è perfetto.
We have more on the hurricane right now. Let's get a live report from Josh Howell standing by in Atlantic City. Josh?
Ernie, the wind has picked up dramatically. We have it gusting here. There's a driving rain at times. The tide is out, but when the tide is in, that's what we're wondering what's going to happen, because we've heard the winds may be as high as 115 miles an hour tomorrow morning. That's an unconfirmed report from the National Weather Bureau. Back to you, Kaity.
All right, thank you very much, Josh. We want to remind you that because of the threat from Hurricane Gloria, all New York City public schools will be closed tomorrow. And people who live along the shore and all the low-lying areas are being urged, as you know, to move to higher ground. Now, for the very latest on the path of Gloria, here's Dr. Bill Gutsch again. Bill?
Okay, thank you, Kaity. Let's go over and take a look at how things look. And here's the latest image again of Gloria. Currently about 90 miles due south, Cape Hatteras, moving just about due north at about 25 miles an hour. The radar shows the heavy rain pushing into the Carolinas, up through Virginia, and now coming up into our neck of the woods. We can expect the rain to get increasingly heavy as we go toward dawn, and then heavy throughout the day tomorrow with significant local flooding, I think, very, very likely. Just what is going to happen after the storm impacts is a very good question. We can say some things with a high degree of certainty tonight and some with not nearly as much. A hurricane warning remains in effect throughout the coastline here, and we think now the most likely thing is for heavy rain and flooding throughout the day tomorrow. The big question, how high will the destructive winds get? And that is critically going to depend on what path the hurricane takes. We think it'll impact around the Carolina-Virginia coast, about 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. If it takes an inland path like this, we still get the heavy rains, but the winds get cut down, and as a result, the winds will not be bad at all up near us. If instead, the hurricane at this point re-enters the ocean and tracks with its eye up over the water, then we not only get the heavy rains, but we also get very, very strong winds. And those will build up through the night, through the morning, and on into the afternoon. These winds, if it comes right along the coast, could be very destructive and could reach hurricane force in the area. If it goes just a little further out to sea, then the winds along the Jersey coast, not too bad, but then eastern Long Island could get the strongest brunt of the storm. We're going to learn an awful lot between about 2 and 6 a.m. And then, ironically, once that is all over Friday night, skies begin to clear out, and we have a beautiful weekend ahead. I'm going to try to catch a few hours sleep, and we'll update you again first thing in the morning. So here's the forecast as we see it for now. A hurricane warning remains in effect for the entire metropolitan area. If you can hear my voice, you're in the area. Rain becoming heavy as we head toward dawn, low 55 to 60. Tomorrow, rain heavy at times, and the possibility, if the thing tracks up along the coast or out over the ocean waters, of significantly high winds, hurricane force winds, high temperatures in the 60s. Tomorrow night, the thing winds down. The rain begins to end. Winds, if they have become high, diminish. Low temperature 45 to 50. And the weekend, it's going to be like it never happened. Partly sunny Saturday, mostly sunny Sunday. Pleasant, temperature 60, close to 70. And you can enjoy it and breathe easy.
All right, thank you very much, Bill. Let's hope that all these precautions we've been talking about will turn out not to be necessary. But just to be on the safe side, one additional piece of advice for tomorrow: don't drive your car to work. There could be a lot of flooding. And just wait for the weekend. That's it for now. Thanks for joining us.
Stay with us. Channel 7 will be on the air with our reports at 7:25 tomorrow morning, or before that if necessary. For all of us here, I'm Ernie Anastos. Have a good night.
Good night.
When you have something urgent to send, we deliver overnight. Express mail service from the post office.
This imported beer is all that you'd expect. It has a rich, full-bodied, imported flavor, as you'd expect. And a deep, golden color to match its quality taste, as you'd expect. But here's one thing you probably won't expect. It's light. Amstel Light Beer.
95 calories, never tasted so imported.
Amstel Light Beer, imported by Van Munching and Company, New York.
Every 3 minutes all day long, an Empire plane is taking off or landing. That means lots of convenient departure times between cities in the Northeast. On Empire, the first thing you notice is the friendly service. Then you'll notice the new quiet jets. Then you'll notice something unusual: free drinks. On Empire, business travel is pleasure travel. For the better times, Jet Empire, a full-service airline.
For just 4 more days, Bloomingdale's gratifies man's finer instincts with 20 to 30% savings on the best of the basics. Take 20% off all Bloomingdale's own solid and Oxford striped dress shirts. 20% off all Calvin Klein's fashion underwear and socks. Save 30% on Alan Sully's pure cotton pinpoint Oxford shirts. The best of the basics for 20 to 30% less at Bloomingdale's. It's like no other store in the world.
Recently, Car and Driver magazine chose the 10 best roads in America. Not the smoothest roads, or the fastest, or even the most beautiful, but the roads that offer the most driving fun per mile. Car and Driver magazine also chose the best handling car in America, the Porsche 944. The roads are waiting, and so is your Porsche.
Wait. That's what they say. 97 of the worst toxic waste dumps in America are in New Jersey. And in 4 years, they haven't even cleaned up one. Not one. Politics as usual in New Jersey. They say, just wait. But I say, as governor, I'll clean up at least half of those toxic waste dumps or I won't run for re-election. That's a guarantee. I know we can do it. And I say, do it now.
Peter Shapiro. Now.
Menudo, Friday night at 12:30.